Hello there, folks! Welcome to ZSR. We have got a race for you folks all tonight. Oh goodness, my computer is slow. Apologies for the plain, boring black screen. Here we go. Now it's all loading in. We have got Bwayne and Fricker here to explain to all y'all everything that is happening, and I will back away and leave it in their competent hands.
Hey everybody, how's everybody doing tonight? Fricker, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing fantastic. Pretty excited for this matchup. Been looking forward to it all week.
Yeah, I think you jumped immediately calling dibs on comms for this one. Huge race, two really good players, two guys who know each other pretty well too. It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I was talking to Kain earlier, and apparently JohnRossums is the one who got him into playing NMG, so it's a nice camaraderie we got going.
Yeah, these guys came into the tournament pretty closely seeded. I think Kain at the start of the tournament was the 18 seed, and John the 33 seed. We're into winners bracket round 3 with this matchup. So, you know, if you've made it this far in the tournament, you're doing something right. Both these guys pretty good at the game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you were saying this is the third game. I think this is John's third and Kain's first in the bracket, so hopefully Kain had a little bit of time to practice, but it should be a fun watch.
Yeah, John, unfortunately, not getting a little unlucky in the group stages, so he's had to play a couple extra rounds here, but he's won both of them. He beat Kelpsy, I think, in the first winner's bracket round, and Shkoopel in the second winner's bracket round, while Kain has just kind of been waiting for his opponent here for about a week now, so I'm sure either he appreciated the time off or he's itching to get going now. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. It's going to be a good one. And, you know, anytime you're watching this game with, you know, stakes, something on the line, it just adds a little bit of extra fun to it.
Yeah, for sure. And I believe the winner of this matchup plays Korek?
Yes, you're correct. Korek is waiting for the winner. And I don't think... Let me just check real fast to see if they have somebody... Okay, no. Their opponent, the loser's opponent, is not yet determined, so they'll drop down to the loser's bracket and play the winner of the Ninban TM matchup. So that's the fates of these two runners, and I think we're getting started in just a couple seconds now. So the relative PBs as they stand right now, we got Kain with a 125.46 and JohnRossums a 127.22. John plays a lot of games though. This is a very hard game, I find, to share time with. And you've speedrun a lot of games. I'm sure you kind of feel the same about some of these games being very tough to play alongside other games. Like this is a game that if I'm not devoting a lot of time to it, it's very hard to stay consistent.
Oh, absolutely. I take one day off this game and I feel like I took 10 steps backwards.
Yeah. Hard. You pick up the controller, then, you know, a week later, and you're like, what does this even feel like? I don't know. If I speedrun another game, it's going to have to be a Super Nintendo game because I wouldn't be able to go back and forth with my muscle memory. Mad respect to anybody that can actually speedrun multiple games and do it at a super high level. But yeah, John's got a lot of games he plays. I catch his stream a lot. And Kain has been basically a runner of this game as long as I have. So a lot of experience, a lot of speedrunning experience here for both these guys. It's going to be a fun one.
What's nice about this game too is it's such a good stepping stone because this game requires so much concentration and it's so input heavy that any other game that you speedrun alongside this one, like you're already far ahead. So it's nice to see both of these runners speedrun multiple games as well. So.
Yeah, here in Escape, not expecting a lot of separation between these two guys in this split. It's not that it's an easy split, far from it, but typically I think guys at this skill level will be getting out of Escape about the same time, most of the time. Both runners have lost the same...
Keyguard, so pretty evened out here.
That first Keyguard room, just sometimes you wake up and you can't do it that day, for me at least. It's just... There's some precise rooms here in Escape, despite it being like the easy part of the run. So very easy to make mistakes, and they all feel so bad because they're in Escape. Like, you don't want to make mistakes in Escape.
Yeah, and I do left slash in that first keyguard room, and I fail like 50% of the time, but I still do it.
You gotta save the frames where you can. I've never been able to get it even 50%, so that's way better than I can do it.
All right, looks like Kane's going for the 1 pot, while JohnRossums is going for the 8 slash. He does get bopped. Gotta be a little careful. Okay.
Boy, that green guard just... What the heck is he even doing over there?
Yeah, he wanted to join in on the fun, I guess.
What tripped up Kain is, like, as Kain was turning to deal with the green guard, he actually stopped in his aggro path, and I think that just, like, left him in between. Do I keep slashing? Do I hit the green guy? What do I do? Because I'm sure that aggro is not something that usually happens with the pot strat. I'm not too familiar with 1 pot. Maybe that aggro is more common, but it seemed like right as Kain was getting ready to deal with the guard, he just kind of stopped and stood there and said, "Oh, never mind. I don't need to chase you and hit you anymore."
I'm not too familiar with 1 pot either, but I'm pretty sure if you do the 1 pot strategy, you definitely want to boom the green guard coming in. So I wasn't sure if Kain had boomed him or not.
Okay, yeah. As a rando player, I graduated instantly to some of the stupider. There's not a lot. Yeah, for sure. There's just, and some of it just comes down to like what you're familiar with is, what the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. Like, all the strats you can do in this game are pretty hard. So just do the one you like the most, or do the one you're most comfortable with. A little notable, both of them are on 1.5 hearts into the back here. Typically, you're not going to find deaths in Escape, but they do happen. These rats and snakes can get out of hand very quickly, so I would be shocked if both runners don't pick up the heart here in this hallway coming up. I'm shocked, John. I'm shocked.
Bold man.
And both of them. Okay, well, that's my one prediction for the night. I'm going to take the rest of the night off as far as prognosticating.
They're both just setting up for Incroy frames. So.
Yeah, you got to get... That's true. That's not an insignificant frame save, so maybe that's the plan. I don't know. Tournament match, I would be way too nervous. Like, nope, not going to die in Escape. I'm taking the heart. So that's just me playing it safe. Credit to these guys for not playing it safe.
Yeah, John took a hit, additional hit in the snake room, but has pretty decent rat RNG. We'll see what happens with Kain. Oh, Kain getting the same RNG. Very nice. Oh, Master Splinter right in the doorway.
Right in the door. Are you kidding?
And just for clarification, Master Splinter is the rat that hits you. So it's all of them.
Alright, both these guys are going to get out of here. No problem. Even without taking the hearts. Shows what I know. I don't know. Escape is so hard for me in tournament races. I just want to get through it and not have a disaster.
For me, I feel like once I get out of Light World, then I start cooking, but...
Yeah, it's like... Boy, Light World is hard, and so much can go wrong, and you're kind of like not in the groove of the game yet, so I can understand that sentiment too. I will be shocked if these players don't pick up Sank Heart, so there we go, both of them taking Sank Heart. We got one. We're 50% with our heart predictions today. Fantastic. Eastern Palace Overworld, it sucks. I guess that's all I can really say about it. It sucks, and we all hate it. But let's see if they can get there without taking any damage.
Yeah, I definitely agree with it sucks, but the one good part about Eastern Overworld is you do have a chance to advance your rupee prize pack, which the runners are both doing tree pulls, so it's going to be nice if they can get a red rupee drop set up.
That was a really good dodge on John's side around the Octorok. Usually not going around the right side of Octorok's on the screen, but he did it very nicely there. Good read and good react.
I always dread the Octorok RNG at the same time with the statue, and it looked like John was going to get bad, but he went up, so... But that RNG is so bad.
Yeah, it's like... You sort of resign yourself to, I'm probably taking hits and using the iframes to get through the statue, which surprisingly doesn't lose that much time, and there's just so many... Those two enemies, when they're close together, wherever they are, it's like, one of them's going to hit me. I might boom one of them, but that screen and that whole overworld segment likes to not play nice. So relatively kind to both of them. They did a good job reading the RNGs they got and didn't get too punished. So full health for both players going into Eastern, which is always a nice little bonus. I've seen races in this tournament where runners have taken 3 or more hearts of damage on the Eastern Palace overworld. So getting in there with full health does not happen all the time.
So both runners getting a good stealth host room. The dark key room and the pot coming up. That room is surprisingly hard. There is so much bad RNG that can happen in that room.
Yeah, and you're trying to. I like to play it safe and toss this pot to the left just in case any Stalfos are walking in your way. But sometimes you know the RNG is so bad that it looks like the pot's going to hit a Stalfos and it doesn't. John having a little trouble getting rid of the pot, so he does take a hit, picks up the heart, and immediately loses the half heart. So. Neutral on that.
That's the rule of Zelda. When you go for a heart, you lose a heart.
Yeah, which is better than the other rule, which is you go for a heart and you lose 2. So
I'll see how the big key deboost room goes for both runners. They definitely want to try to get an up boost. John get a little bit to the right. Kain kind of the same place, so not too bad. The big worry in this room is just to get it the first try.
Yeah, getting the good damage boost is okay. Getting a damage boost at all, like sometimes you walk up and you just don't touch the popo and you stand there like an idiot and not sure what to do next. That always feels great. Sometimes you just take 2.5 hearts in that room too, and that also feels great. So both these runners getting out of there first try and with enough health to be safe in the back of the dungeon is pretty good.
I didn't see where both runners were for the prize pack. Oh, Kain getting the red.
Nice.
He was actually, I think 6 rupees. 6 rupees ahead too. So it's a big red drop because John may not get it. It'll probably be off to the left or the right side in double Reddy's room.
Kain going too fast in the pot room there, getting hit by the anti-fairy. You hate to see it.
Too fast in a speed run?
Speed police just caught up to him.
Kain having a very clean double Reddy's room. JohnRossums going for the traditional top right, same with Kain. Getting a nice clean kill on the Armos Knight, the quick kill, very nice.
Good fights from both of them. Big difference on Kain's side is in Zelda Gamer, he actually shot the Igor from the right, and it dropped the arrows, so he missed those arrows. He's going to be on 4 going into Desert, while John is on 8. John shot 1 extra arrow there on Armos. Small difference, but you like to have those arrows early game because it frees up having to pick up lots of arrows later. And depending how bad your landmo can be, and if you run this game, your landmo can be pretty bad. Doesn't matter what your skill level is. You might be in trouble if you leave that fight with too few arrows also. But there's a lot of arrows on the rest of the way for this run, but doesn't mean you don't want to get all of them as early as possible either.
Yeah, I'll be very curious to see if Kain elects to go for the Landmo arrow pot or not. I know it's such a tough one to decide to go to.
Yeah, might just do it because it's a tournament race, if anything. Like, I know a lot of people will just say, well, you know, if my Landmo fight is bad, then whatever. I'm not going to have many arrows, I'll just reset. But in a tournament run, you don't have that option. So maybe you'd consider picking it up here when you wouldn't in a PB attempt. It'll be interesting to see if he grabs them.
Both runners hitting their spin speed nicely out of Eastern. I don't think Kain goes for library spin speed. I'm not sure if John does or not. Oh, he does. Trying twice.
That was a pretty good spin speed screen for John. It's a hard screen to get optimal with that spin speed, which is why so many runners just opt to not do it, like Kain opting out of it. But yeah, it looked pretty clean from John. Very easy to do the spin speed and still lose like 30 frames versus what's optimal. It's a very hard screen.
Yeah, Kain catching up in that part of the overworld as well.
This can be such a tricky segment for Desert. Like the Desert dungeon outside of the boss is relatively straightforward. Obviously, there's still things that can go wrong, but you know the spin speeds and depending on how you woke up that morning, maybe spin speed is working and maybe it's not. That's my experience. This can just run into inexplicable time loss on a lot of these screens. And so far, very clean from both runners, and we'll be going into Desert very shortly.
Looks like both runners elected to menu to the book for Splashy Dashy. Definitely a big advocator of that menu.
We are at 38 versus 2 rupees, by the way. That's a difference.
Yeah, I would assume John will probably pick up the extra 5 rupee pot before the big chest.
Yeah, it's not super significant. I guess if Kain gets a couple of other drops, he'll be in a position to save a few extra frames by skipping a red rupee from the tree later. But that's about all the advantage that having tons of rupees will ever get you. Whereas John might have to pick up an extra pot here in Desert, which, yeah, I assume he will. It's you don't want to ever be short of the magic number of 4. And most players like myself, I'll pick them up if I'm under 9, because just picking up all of the blue rupees from the tree is so miserable.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely agree with that. John getting clean cannonball RNG. Oh, Kain using a very nice menu buffer, but takes the cannonball to the face.
I like that menu. I don't think I've ever seen too many runners menu there. I save it for the ledge spin speed. I don't know if Kain goes for the ledge spin speed. Probably doesn't if he's using the menu there, but there are more RNGs you can make it through on that dash than you think there are. So that menu buffer will help you read maybe a couple extra of them, or just to see how good of a dash you got. Sometimes it's hard to tell how fast you actually dashed out of the door. I'm a big fan of that. That was nice to see. He might get shot coming out of the door here, though. I didn't quite catch it, but I know that beam was fired. It might shoot at him if he doesn't move down here. Oh, he's fine.
John did not get the extra rupee pot, so he definitely needs to at least one more blue pickup.
That's a little scary. I mean, he can always pick up the extra rupees in Agate Tower, although I hate that room picking up the extra pot in the dark room there, but I hope you remember. My problem at that point would be remembering I have to pick up rupees in Agate Tower. So I just get the rupees out of the way here in Desert. It's easy to remember. I'm not doing anything else.
You rarely go for that extra pot in Agate Tower, so I would likely forget if I needed it.
Yeah, exactly. You want to stay as close to what you normally do as possible. He could just get a rupee here from these popos, depending how he kills them. There it is.
Got it. Calculated.
He knew all along. He was primed for the drop, and he knew it was coming. Man, Kain gets another red dress
and a blue.
What?
He is so rich, dude.
63 rupees leaving Desert. I don't think I've ever seen that many.
That's amazing. John having a decent
solid first one. Yeah, solid. I'll try and watch Kain.
Looks like John may finish with the 4 cycle. Yep.
Kain had an unfortunate short hop, and I think he's gonna also be getting a 4. So how close is Kain to being able to skip 2 red rupees? I have no idea the math once it gets
do we even have a strat for a 2 rupee skip?
Kain's gonna be the first. He's gonna pioneer it. Yeah, I think he just needs 1 blue and 2 reds. So he's done. He can get 2 red rupees.
Kain taking a Sandman hit on the dash on the way out.
Just all the extra damage. You don't want to take extra damage in this split. It's tough.
John might mess
a
up
hard drop.
Oh my god, dude, that's insane. He lined up the strat just on the bush alone. That was pretty awesome.
Didn't even really need... Oh, Kain was one. Oh man, Kain's a little short here. He needs to move right a little bit. He's not moving at all. Oh, it's so annoying. This happens to me every time I miss. It's just impossible to manually line up. Ugh. Phil stuff. I didn't see where he went wrong. Oh, please get in the water. Oh my god. Everything's fine.
That was incredibly close.
I actually don't know how it didn't hit him. Like, you try and change directions in the swim, and like Link is obviously just swimming in place for like X number of frames, and it looked like the fireball went right on him at that point.
So for those that don't know, if Kain would have took a hit there because we fake flippered, the game doesn't know where to put us on land, and basically it's a soft lock. In before moving, you'd have to save and quit, which of course is not allowed in this category, but in the tournament we can. But it would have been a hefty time loss, though.
John playing it super safe, getting rid of all those dead rocks. No damage taken so far, and looks like he's going to have a pretty clean Death Mountain. Great way to start Hera. Kain is hoping to take no extra damage here since he's already got the heart down, and obviously probably unhappy with what happened on fake flippers. He takes another heart, of course, because Death Mountain never plays nice when you want it to.
Oh, that's a good point, Louis. I forgot about that. Kain got the fake flipper from the right side of the screen. And then...
Oh, that's true. Oh, I would never have even thought of that. I would have been very confused if he had gotten hit and then was fine.
That Moldorm, he didn't take a second.
He was playing it too. John just decided, I'm going to play this completely safe, and I'm going to walk away from the Moldorm, and it just hunted him down. So now they're both on 4 hearts, which is plenty for Hera, but you'll take all the health you can get in here, because sometimes it just goes badly.
Unfortunately, no pot spin speed today.
No, this strat from John is stressing me out, by the way. This is supposed to be a nice break from your intense speed run. You're in this room, you just kind of chill out and do something simple. And this guy's out there standing face to face with all the tiles, having to poke them. My heart rate is going up just watching him. Kain's got it right. He's just relaxed. He's going out in the corner there. Almost took a hit from the last tile too. Curious to see. I'm not super familiar with what each runner does for the bomb jump. I don't know if we're gonna get some spin setups or what up there. Probably spin setups. I would say spin setups are probably the most common at this point in the game.
I'm pretty sure Kain will go for the bonk. I'm not sure about John, though.
I was always a bonk. Until I did the early bomb jump, I liked the bonk setup as well. I was never a big fan of the spin, but that does seem to be the popular strat, so I'm a big fan of the bonk strat. That's what I grew up with in this game, so it's just always felt right to me.
Do you ever get the game to lag super hard when you bonk, when the Kadongo shoots fire in the upper left of the screen?
That room never lags. I don't know what you're talking about.
Also, I think Kain missed the arrow drop from Beetle, unfortunately.
Kain's really hurting on those arrows. He did not pick up the Lammo arrows either, but I mean 8 is fine. But that's a couple arrow drops now he's missed.
Alright, John going into the infamous Moldorm fight. Oh, taking a bop and a fall right away! And he got 1 point out on the fall!
Oh, 1 heart. Going back up, didn't have the switch hit.
Yeah, this could be very scary.
He had a slow, kind of backed up to the hole and did the bonk, but made it across. He's got 3 hearts going upstairs. We're going to see this refight from John.
Moldorm can be a very tough boss on 1 heart because you try to play it safe, and because you're not being aggressive, Moldorm becomes like twice as hard.
Yeah, like everything in this game you try to do safe. Nicely done by John, though. Really good, safe, and clean executed fight there on the retry.
Kain will make up significant time from the fake flipper incident.
Yeah, they basically come out almost even on the split, I think. We'll see what the final times are, but this is about the gap that it was out of desert, so in the end, it's a wash.
I'm very curious to see what Kain's going to do on the rupee pulls.
I hope he just picks them all up. Just
4 and 4. Let's do it.
Keep collecting the rupees, and we can skip Bombable Hut in Village of Outcast. Let's go.
That would be a crazy time save on RNG drops throughout the run.
How much can you get from Turtle Room and Pod? Let's. I don't think you actually can get to 300, but it would be crazy to see him just. You know, he's already got more rupees than I think I've ever seen anybody have. He's gonna pick up those extra arrows there, just because I think he's missed it. Oh, John going for the bird shot and missing there too. Needs 2 to hit the pickle.
He still has enough to get through Agatar with optimal threat.
We're just seeing some arrow adventures from both players. John almost picking up a mushroom there accidentally.
I missed what Kain did for the blue rupee tree.
Kain grabbed the left 2 blues and then did the bird shot. And I don't think he really wanted both. I think he knew he only needed 1 blue. Or I think he knew he didn't need any blues, but he was just kind of walking diagonal into the bird shot and picked up the 2. So I don't know if there's actually a way to really cleanly only get 1 blue. I guess if you pulled the tree in exactly the middle and then like walked off. But he's got 73 rupees.
Yeah, that's crazy. So he only needs 2 red rupees here.
I guess for 2, you just pull the tree on the right side and then walk straight up and dash right. I've never seen it done.
Yeah, I've never seen 2 skip either. But yeah, I would assume just pull from the right. Kain doing it. He's doing it.
All right, maybe for the first time ever in Link to the Past. Oh,
that
John
screen is so laggy.
It's the worst. That screen, but any split that you're on that screen on, it's the worst. Agate Tower, very tough split. A lot of tight execution once you get into the dungeon here. A couple things that once this starts to go badly, this split spirals out of control often. So you try to keep it under control for as long as possible. Kain shooting to the right there by mistake, I'm pretty sure. Unless that was some new stuff going for. You try to keep your sword beams as long as possible too, and sometimes the.
Ooh, getting the heart drop. He missed the top guard. The key block. He missed that top guard just the same as John did.
Both players did exactly like the same thing. Maybe not the same exact RNG, but got the same result. Unfortunately, where John was able to re-dash through that guard, Kain did have to kill him. Not a big deal as long as he gets lucky, or maybe doesn't get unlucky in pod on the Hammer Yump Bridge, but we'll have to wait and see.
John picking up that heart. Hopefully he can keep it to do beams here. Ooh. He took the stair leg and it threw him off.
Yeah. Such an annoying room. He's got 0 arrows now, which is a big deal, not just for getting through these last couple of rooms, but he will need to pick up arrows now in Palace of Darkness as well. unless he gets a drop in there, which is a little bit of a time loss when you have to pick up that pot in Mimics. The minimum for optimal strats leaving Ag Tower is 6, so it's not a huge deal. It's just a little bit of a time loss waiting for him in pod, potentially. But he could get lucky and get a drop Mimics and not have to stop. Aghanim fight coming up. Let's just hope for the same blue balls while Kain going right side. You love to see it. Showing off the tournament strats here.
Right side optimal. I know going into the fight, John has a little bit of a lead, but hopefully the runners can get the same amount of blue balls just to keep it on an even scale.
I think John got 1 in that first cycle.
Yeah, I think Kain got 2.
Yeah, that's 2 already for Kain. John's up to 3 now, though. Both runners at 3. If Kain can get a couple energy balls here, he will finish with 3 as well. Just needs to win this 50-50. Nice. All right, both runners going to get 3. Nice and even. We're going to have a nice close race headed into Dark World.
You know, ever since Spin Speed Helma got found, I don't even worry about the split anymore. Except for missing Spin Speed on Pyramid. That's about it.
Yeah, there's just one extra important spin speed in Palace of Darkness. You can't miss either of them or the run's just over. Although no one has ever died for missing spin speed on this screen, right? That's a Helma only thing. John gets the first one. Always a confidence booster to get that spin speed too, since you have to do one on Helma. But I would agree, Spin Speed Helma has definitely changed for me. For people who were bad at the fight, pre-Spin Speed Helma, it's definitely changed the outlook on pod a little bit. Most players have kind of fully adopted the Spin Speed strat. I know a couple people who don't like the Spin Speed, but those are people who are good at the fight to begin with, so they can keep doing it, and I can keep doing Spin Speed.
Yeah, I won't go back to the angle hammer for the jewel. I'm Spin Speed for life. I can just be so much more aggressive with the fight, and I'm a lot calmer.
It's a disaster still when you miss the spin speed, but overall it's so much more comfortable, and you know, it's just one of those. Helma was such an annoying boss. It still is. Like, you can still die on Helma, obviously. It doesn't matter that you're spin speeding. You can get the spin speed and still be like too aggressive, because now, hey, I got spin speed. I can hit him from a mile away, and there's fireballs, and now I'm inside Helmasaur, and now he's on the bottom wall, and I'm dead. So he can still kill you just as fast as he could before, but definitely lets you just be so much more aggressive, like you said, and that's usually the key to a lot of these things. Oh my God, John getting so bullied here. Oof. Not the way you want to start pod. I guess as long as he doesn't take any more damage, he can still get to full hearts. But any more damage beyond what he's going to take at the hammer yump is going to cost him potentially having beams for the back.
Ooh, John getting the arrows and the bomb on the bottom. Interesting.
Not as fast as picking up the arrows and mimics, but you get an extra bomb out of it. I don't know. Maybe it sort of balances out somewhere. He did need arrows, so it can't be that bad to get those. So yeah, I guess just grab them there. You get a bomb for your troubles as well.
Yeah, I mean, he had 5 arrows. That would have got him through mimics, but
yeah, he needed to pick up. If he didn't get a drop in mimics, he would have needed to pick up arrows in mimics. So he had enough for as long as he's doing like the actual regular strats. But now he's on Hammer Yump. We'll see both players how they do here. A couple extra buffers for John. And the fairy there for Kain. That's a big problem. Well, not a big problem, but an annoying problem for later. Having some trouble getting on the pixel. Hope he's got enough time for this to blow off. Yes, he does. Very nice. Okay.
I want to say both runners pretty much had the same number of menus to get the lineup.
And honestly, big problem for me, I know on Hammer Yump, is when it's going badly and you're wasting buffers and you're not getting where you want to go. It's very tempting to just kind of like go too fast or like give up, or like you're wasting so much time, so you're getting worse and worse, and you end up missing the Hammer Yump. So the long Hammer Yump that you make is still not that bad. Like, you just don't want to miss, and good job for both these runners kind of holding it together. They know everybody's watching on Restream, and they're buffering a million times, and like it's very stressful to kind of try and do that. And a very underrated part of speedrunning this game is kind of holding it together when things are going badly.
Yeah, for sure. And Kain definitely made up some time in pod.
Nice mimics from both of them. Not an easy room to do. Oh. Kain stepped down a little bit too soon. Oof.
I had to say something, didn't I?
And we've all made that mistake. It's a little tempting to just save a couple extra frames by pushing your luck with that spike. So he's not going to have beams for downstairs. He's going to have a couple extra menus here and one fewer hit potentially on Helmosaur. So that it's a big heart anytime you take damage in mimics or in that spike room. I'll go for Swag Boom almost.
Oh, no. Kain missing a few times. Very nice Turtles room.
Turtles cooperating on all sides. Let's see how Helma goes for John.
Holy turtle!
Sometimes the room just goes so badly, you're not paying attention to the turtle up there. We weren't, clearly, because I don't think we had seen that he was still up in there. John's got the mask off. Looks like he's going to be fine. Kain playing it nice and safe, as I would too. Kain not doing spin speed, so that's interesting. Ooh, okay.
Getting the deep spawn, that was close.
I'm just going to play it safe there very nicely. Clearly went in that fight knowing he was just going to play it safe and knew exactly how to play it safe, which is also important in this game. You don't want to just be making up safe strats as you go along. You kind of want to know what you're doing if you're going to play it safe, and clearly Kain had a plan. He went in there, he did his plan, and came out without taking any damage, and he's going to keep this a very close race. Coming up on one of the longer overworld segments in the game, Thieves Town. Nothing has ever gone wrong on the Thieves Town overworld.
I think this is one of the harder overworlds in the Dark World.
It is, I think, probably the hardest to do optimally, yeah. And not to mention there's like also a decent amount of some RNGs specifically on this screen that you have no control over.
Yeah, two lotteries in the same screen?
I think you can just, I think it's 3 lotteries. 3? Maybe?
I mean, the Ice Overworld is longer for sure, but personally, I think this one is harder to do optimally, in my opinion.
Oh, Kain taking a hit from the Murderdactyl there. That's 3 huge hearts of damage. It's not a huge deal until it is. Lots of the enemies in this split do lots of damage, but it's also a split that you finish at full health a lot, so taking a hit not necessarily the end of the world, as long as you don't take any more hits.
Yeah, then Hellway happens, right?
Yeah, there's not... Can never count on this game to take it easy on you when you need it to take it easy on you, so... Getting ready for Kain's Patrick Star blockade forming there on the Hellway.
Looks like Kain landed on the good. Yep, good quick work pick, so nice. The old up and dig, can't go wrong.
I think John was too far left on his path up that Usain Bolt screen. I think he can get hit by Usain there, but didn't. I might not be correct there. Kain did the same thing, so maybe I just don't know how that screen works. I thought you had to be a little further right when you first scrolled Usain onto the screen, but neither of them did, so I might be wrong. Disregard everything that I have said.
Yeah, no, that screen can be kind of finicky sometimes. Sometimes it feels like you have the right pathing, and he just bops you anyway.
Yeah, and that screen is a nightmare if he bops you or catches you or you miss the spin speed. Like, it's a mandatory spin speed screen, first of all. Like, I don't even know how that screen works if you don't have spin speed. But it's...
Yeah, I had to learn that running GDO, so that's a fun one.
What a nightmare screen. Even when you have spin speed, just any screen where you have to spin speed, I think automatically qualifies as a nightmare screen. Gonna get a look at John's entry time here into Thieves. Typically, sub 3 is your target, what you're looking for. He's gonna enter right at 3 flat, so that's fine. Kain, thanks to that Murderdactyl, probably gonna be a little bit behind that mark, but let's see. Actually, no, he's gonna get in at 259, so very nice overworlds from both of them.
And Thief Sound as a dungeon's pretty straightforward. Just a few particular rooms you got to worry about. All right, John coming up on the Gibdo conveyor room in the Hellway. We'll see how the RNG goes. Not too bad. Taking the bottom path. Trying to correct himself. Oh no!
Way.
The dreaded door, the Patrick Star in the door. I've had that a few times.
Yeah, he almost got the redash really nicely, but got just hit from behind by that fire snake. Probably the worst enemy in that room, honestly, that fire snake. Very nicely done from Kain. He got the God Pixel and just dashed straight through, so making up a little time on John there.
Yeah, his Gibdo conveyor room was nice too. He got the hammer kill on the bottom Gibdo right away.
Yeah, I don't do that hammer, but when I see people do it and it works out, it looks so nice. Just looks like it cleans the room up so easily. So really nicely done by him there.
Oh, Kain missing that. Okay, good thing he noticed.
Yeah, we went for he was really far left, which I guess is just how he does that strat normally.
Yeah, he just tossed the bomb a little
too soon on the throw. Yep. Surprisingly easy to mess that room up, no matter what strat you use.
Yeah, let's see if he elects to get the toilet bomb coming up here, just because he's one short at the moment. Three blue balls for each runner, Kozler.
Oh, John getting hit by that red Zazik there on the way out. He's down to 3 hearts. Still not exactly panic time, but it's not great either. You want to have a little bit of a buffer in case things start going wrong on blind. Kain did not pick up the toilet bomb and did not pick up the bomb that had dropped there in the prison, so he doesn't have any easy bombs to grab now.
Oh, it's John taking a hit from the Stealthos. Grabbing the safety heart, going in with 3.5. Should be okay, considering blind is a scripted fight. As long as you hit blind with the same movement at the same time, frame perfectly, everything will result in the same movement. And very nice fight from John.
See, it's probably like the hardest boss fight when you're learning this game, and the easiest boss fight after you've learned this game.
Yeah, for sure. Blind casually is an absolute nightmare. Kain taking a couple extra hits, but finishing it out. Still very, very close race here.
Yeah, this is really good. This is exactly what we hoped and expected. So nice to see it being delivered. As Kain is alluding to in chat there, it's really hard to play this game in a tournament setting or with something on the line. Like, it's really hard, and none of us in this community like really have that much experience with it. Like, I don't know. There's been one NMG tournament in my 3 years of running this game, so there's nobody sitting out there with lots of tournament experience exactly for NMG. So it's hard. It's part of the reason it's fun, I think, to sit back and watch some of these races, because like you see, like, we're not at our best when we play in a tournament setting, and the extra pressure, it's just hard to speed run. It's fun if you're able to have fun with it. It's fun for everybody, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like John took a hit at the bombable shed.
He just walked into his bomb, which is also a thing that happens a lot. To me, at least. Without beams, he can get a little unlucky in the mummy statue room, trying to kill the jellies there. But other than that, it's not a huge deal to not have beams at the start of the split. There's nothing else you're really going to use them for.
Yeah, as long as the mummy room goes the way it's supposed to, because that room, it can go south so quickly.
Yeah, you can just lose 4 hearts in the blink of an eye.
Then you got the bomb jump, so then you're in the back half going toward Moth with like 2 hearts left.
I don't know, nothing bad has ever happened in the back. Nothing bad has ever happened at any point in this game. I don't know why we're worried. You guys have it in the bag. Nice stair leg cancel there from Kain. Love to see it. Fence dash for John. Successful. Then smack dab into the bushes.
The rubber bushes.
Classic.
Nice. Kain also getting the fence dash. Maximum time save. Yeah, John had to use the pot to kill the second jelly, but the room went very well.
So hard to pull that statue up sometimes. And of course, this guy just camping by the door waiting for an autograph. You'll love it. Very clean from Kain as well. Nicely done for both players. He can walk through there. Excellent. We've got bomb jumps coming up from both. I assume they'll go with the same strats they used in Hera, although sometimes players have a different strat for this bomb jump. John with the backup and bonk strat there. Kain looks like he's setting up for, okay, just regular bonk. So that's interesting that, well, boy, Kain was like almost too early with that bonk, but works out. John actually did do a different setup than he did in Hera because he did the spin setup up there. I think he did the spin setup. I'm pretty sure one of them did the spin setup.
Yeah, I didn't see John's bomb jump in Hera, but Kain definitely did the bonk. I'm not sure if John did the spin or not. That bonk back over that pit from John's side, I think he did that because he took an extra hit from a Moldorm on the way out. I think he just wanted to play.
Usually, runners will use like 5 hearts as their line that they want to stay above. But it's never a bad idea. You know, look, tournament race. I've already said it like 20 times, so I'll just keep repeating myself. There's a lot of things you'll probably do in a tournament race that you wouldn't do in a normal run, and conserving a heart here and there at the expense of a couple frames certainly qualifies.
Oh, that looked like a double hit. Nice moth from John. That was very, very good.
Super good. Super important getting the doubles at the start of this moth fight. You gotta learn the doubles. It makes the fight so much easier.
Kain took a few hits. Gotta be very careful here. One down to 100. Oh, boy.
So the danger of using the menu buffer to see what you want to do on that last hit is sometimes you're just trying to do it too fast out of the menu, which is what happened to Kain there. So he didn't quite get turned around out of the menu to /up. Makes our hearts stop briefly, but cleans it up no problem after the friendly bounce of Moth off of that. If Moth had gone up and stayed up at the top and like went top left, that's when things really start to get scary, because I don't know how confident I would be going for a poke dash, top left, middle of the fight, 1 heart left. And you don't want to stand in the middle of the room and wait for Moth to come down, because sometimes he won't. So that's when things get really hairy. But we don't have to find out what would have happened, because both runners are through Skull. Going into Ice Palace. This is where the run really starts to ramp up in difficulty, I think, from here to the end of the run. Not that it's been easy until this point, but things just can really... Your run can die pretty much in any of these splits at any moment, so... very, very dangerous area, this whole mid to end game now for both of these guys. Ice Palace especially, I think, is just notoriously difficult and super punishing. Any mistake you make here is costing you lots of time, typically.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you happen to lose a heart before getting into the Ice Palace. Makes it just that much harder.
Yeah, and in a race where, you know, you're separated by, 25 seconds? Not even 25 seconds, 17 seconds. I'm doing math on stream again. I keep saying I won't do that, but every time I just do more math. You know, any race that's this close is even more in your head about staying ahead of your opponent, trying to go fast. I didn't see if John did the safe strat on the lotto screen. Kain did do the safe strat, and I think that actually, after watching all of these tournament races and seeing so many people doing that safe strat, I don't think it would have occurred to me until seeing everybody doing it. I'm going to do that in my races too, because who wants to get lottoed on that screen in a tournament race? Not me.
Yeah, I've done that safe dash on all 3 of my races, so ain't no shame I ain't getting hit there. And pointing out earlier in the overworld, Kain did get the spear block, so it's always nice to see that.
Just such a swaggy strat, like makes you feel so. The first time you do it, and you feel like you're invincible. Like, oh, this is the greatest thing I've ever done in this game. You need more of that in this game. You need little things to pump yourself up, and like getting something like that just looks cool and makes you feel like, yeah, I can do anything. I can kill Cold Stare. I can have a perfect Cold Stare fight if I can block this spear, of course.
I like it.
Looks like good RNG on the screen for John. Didn't have to worry about the Zoras or either of the crabs. They both stayed completely out of the way. Kain might appreciate Azor getting in his way here for a free bomb. Well, not free, but for a consolation bomb. I don't think he can actually even kill that one where he is, so... Even if he wanted it, he couldn't go for it.
Yeah, that Zora spawned and just in such an awkward position.
3 bombs is enough for Kain to finish the dungeon. You obviously want to have some spares, and you'll need bombs later in the run, but it's not a huge deal if he only has 3. He just doesn't want to mess anything up. And not messing up is the key to a lot of things in this game.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what Kain does here with 3 bombs. If he's going to go for the double bomb on the exploding floor, or if he will grab some of the Stealthos Night bombs just for safety for the Ice Palace jump.
Couldn't blame him, whichever he chooses to do, honestly.
Looks like he's going for double bomb. Oh, no.
Oh, he might be able to get it.
Okay. Oh, barely got it.
But he threw the other one. Oh, no. Oh, it's... You actually have a huge hitbox for that bomb if you can throw it. And a lot of times it's going to blow up the floor in that situation. He clearly was just trying to... He didn't think it was going to blow up the floor. He just wanted to get it done. Picks up the 2 extras here because he has to. But that's such an annoying room, honestly. Like, there's so many ways it can go badly.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that that bomb on the top blew up that floor.
Oh, no!
He should be okay. He'll get magic.
Yeah, he's fine. He didn't actually use any magic until now. It just looks like a disaster, but it actually is okay. That, of course, is not a menu he normally has to do because you are usually not out of bombs after planting the bomb in the Stalfos room. Certainly not the first person to do that when when you do have an issue with your bombs in Ice Palace.
John making very nice work of Ice Palace, just about to drop into the Cold Stair fight. Just in case, he can take 1 cold hit and still be okay. Going the double poke, very nice and clean fight from John.
That's so hard. I can't do double poke very consistently. I'm always impressed when I see anybody do it.
I'm pretty sure Kain does double poke as well. Let's see if he's feeling up to it. Because the single poke is just so consistent too, but... Very nicely done for both runners.
Beautiful.
Perfect. Yeah, Kain just recently started doing double poke. You know, maybe like, I don't know, like 5 months ago. So I guess it's not that recent, but his consistency has skyrocketed with that fight. So nice job from both runners. I, on the other hand, was very fortunate and never fought Cold Stair with a 6-slash, so I don't even know how to do that.
I am a fan of the 6-slash. I use it for a very long time, and while sometimes with 6-slash, you know, Cold Stair's just going to escape and run around because that's what he's going to do, and you just kind of get unlucky, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's so much more lenient the rest of the fight. You have to be really tight on everything that you do in that fight when you're doing the poke dashes. So it was actually really hard for me to learn the single poke when I switched over because it doesn't really matter how tight your fire rod shots are if you're going for 6-slash most of the time. Whereas you basically aren't allowed to mess up your fire rod shots if you're going for the poke dashes. So that was a big learning curve for me, even after 120. I can't believe that boulder didn't hit Kain. That was amazing. It was a big learning barrier for me switching over as late as I did. I think we're going to get a little shopping divergence, if I'm not mistaken here. I don't think Kain picks up Ice Rod here, while John, I believe, does pick up the Ice Rod. I'm completely wrong. I'm being lied to by John's live split, I guess. Okay.
We can't all have golds like you, Blaine.
I was trying to, again, math on stream, and when have I said that I would stop doing that? Only every time I do comms. His gold is 833. That is a full shopping trip in Swamp Palace. I'm sorry. Just...
Oh, man. I'm surprised John didn't take that Roka hit there.
Underratedly difficult little part of that screen to do correctly. There's a couple guys you got to read pretty fast. Yeah, so John's gold Meyer is 504. What? Can I just not see? Maybe my eyes aren't working. Maybe math is fine and my eyes are just the culprit.
No, his Meyer gold's 504.
So something just doesn't make sense. How can you have a 504 gold Meyer? Oh, anyway.
You could have just changed up the shopping too.
Yeah, something's probably funky with live split or something. So it's fine. Both runners are doing the same shopping probably. So that's good for the race. We don't have to try and figure out who's ahead and who's going to be ahead after this split. So this is what we want to see anyway. I don't know why I'm complaining.
Yeah, he definitely sells stuff in Meyer. That's why his gold's so low. Very nice tech-tight dodge there by John. That one sometimes is really sketchy. He'll just move down and hit you out of nowhere.
Yeah, there's so much stuff you can't control in this split. In addition to all of the rooms that you have to read so that you're doing them correctly and not getting punished by getting hit by every enemy. But like John just showed us, sometimes you just try and dash out of the room and the fire snake gets in your way. And sometimes these water bugs do long movements when you think they'll do short movements. And
yeah,
just death by 1,000 paper cuts, I think, is the way most people like to describe it. And it's so easy to just blink and you've lost 15 seconds to enemy RNG in here. Oh, I thought that Red Jelly was going to block Kain, but he turned up at the last second. That's nice.
That is the worst dash, I swear to God.
It looked like the blue jelly was coming down too, but John didn't get hit.
1 out of 4, my ass.
It's only if you're on good pace, that's when he'll get you.
Oh, it looks like John's trying to start a hammer dash facing up.
I think he was just holding upright out of the drop, which is going to face Link up. He did do the other hammer dash earlier in Swamp and got it fine, though, so... This is a split where you can do lots of hammer dashes if you'd like. There's another one from John. Actually, very many hammer dashes in this split that you can go for. If you're a fan of item dashing...
Yeah, it looks like the difference is about 17 seconds. Kain is just slightly behind.
Oh, Kain checking the map just to see where he or John is at. Not sure which one he was looking for, but... Yeah, 17 seconds is actually the difference in both of the last two splits. They finished Skullwood 17 seconds apart, they finished Ice Palace 17 seconds apart, and here they are still 17 seconds apart.
Yeah, both runners taking a bop in that hookshot room.
Not too bad for either of them, though. Like, only 2 hearts down for John and only 1 heart down for Kain. There certainly are worse Swamp Palaces than that we've all experienced. Especially if you're getting ether in this split, which they both did.
Looks like John's trying for the 0 cycle. Oh. Cleaning up the rest of the
I
play
think
very nicely,
I think
though.
he got it. Very nice. No, what?
The empty cycle.
I can't believe that was too slow. That's unfair.
Oh, and then missing the quick kill there. But yeah, John did a really nice job cleaning up the second half of Argus Puffs. Kain going for the traditional hook and slash. Very nice fight from both.
Yeah, I hate the fire rod kill on phase 2. I don't do it because it feels so bad when I do what John did, and that is what happens a lot. So it's just it's a second and a half I just leave on the table because I don't like to live with myself when I miss it. But man, this race is still pretty close. This Dark World has been really even between both players. Mistakes have been made by both players, but they're kind of balancing out with each other's slight misfortunes. Nothing too terrible, just little time losses here and there, which is going to happen in this game more often than not. Pretty excited for these last 4 splits.
Yeah, 104.07 sword up from John. Let's see what Kain gets. But yeah, this is where the back half of the Dark World opens up. The dungeons get very tough, and it's very hard to do optimally and save time. Looks like a 22 sword up from Kain.
I'll leave the math to you.
What was that, 15 seconds?
I was just going to say whatever you said, so yes, 15 seconds. Sounds good.
Now you got me questioning.
Don't worry. Nobody will point out if you're wrong at all. It's okay. Well, this is pretty... It's actually been like almost the same gap for the last 3 or 4 splits. It's actually kind of crazy. There has not been any back and forth whatsoever. It's all happened like within the splits, if there's been any divergence. Still a lot that can happen, but it's been pretty exciting so far.
Very nice Mire 2 from John, getting the 1 cycle.
Bullied by that fire bar, though.
Oh, Kain missing the top whiz robe. Do you ever take your chances and try to beat that fireball?
So, sometimes. If I know I've done the room decently, I'll go for it. I don't know the room well enough to know, like, when I'm just a little bit off and can't get it. Like, there's other rooms that you know down to a T with your movement. Like, okay, I've gone too slow in this room. Now I have to do this strat. And I don't really have a good feel for that room. So sometimes I'll just maybe this is good enough. And oh no, Kain. Because you can always frame roll the fireball. That's plan B.
That's FSG stress.
Yes. And it does work sometimes. So it's not the worst.
Did he... Yeah, I think he used a fire rod on that missed block, right?
Yeah, he's definitely a short 1 shot, so he'll probably pick up the small magic after the key in the chest on the right side, just to get back to enough for Spooky, if he remembers. That's actually really hard for me to remember when that happens, because you just never pick that up.
And John holding his ground on this run. No big mistakes at all, so staying about the same time length apart. very nice spark gamble from Kain. Not the forward D-boost, but not the backward one, so let's just stay neutral.
Oh, John went for the quick hop, too. He moved right to get it a little bit, but there's a man after my own heart. Meyer quick hop.
What a gamer.
This is where Kain should be picking up the magic. Nope. Okay. Might just be picking up the full magic, maybe?
Or just skipping Spooky 3.
Yeah, it's only like 2.5 seconds to do the third Spooky. But having the extra shot at Spooky 2 if you miss it is also kind of valuable. So a little surprised he didn't pick it up, but I mean, it's probably not a huge deal either way. As long as you do your Spooky correctly.
Alright, John getting through the first Spooky room. Setting up for the second one. Hits it nicely.
Oh, that walk strat is scary.
Yeah, just skipping Spooky 3.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, that was real on John's side.
Woo. I guess he knew he was low enough. It's fine. He's through.
Yeah, I will always walk in Spooky 2 forever.
I've seen that frame roll happen on the walk too often. It scares me. Kain, I think Kain thought he was going to get a lightning cycle there, and was a little slow starting the arrows, and gets through just fine. This race is still as close as it's been the entire Dark World, so we're going to T-Rock.
Adventures can happen in T-Rock. So it looks like John has about a 20-second lead, so he made up a little bit of time in Meyer.
Yeah, almost entirely probably just on the Spooky 3. Other than that, very similar Myers.
Alright, picking up our ice rod, and then we're going to be headed to the mountain to climb it to get into Turtle Rock, where there are no turtles. Oh, John taking some hits and missing the bird. Those crabs.
John's down hearts, and Kain's not getting the fairy, so we might see some lower health Turtle Rocks from these two guys.
Yeah, possibly just mirroring out instead of taking the... Oh, Waffle House, hello.
The one extra hook there, but nice to see someone he's going for the Waffle House. I don't know if he normally goes for that or if it's just like a restream thing, but fun to see. Love a good Waffle House.
Oh, that swirl made Kain not be able to hook to the rock.
It's so tempting to go for that hook too, and there's like so many things that dead rock can do to mess it up. It's the worst. This is the worst. This overworld is so frustrating. There are definitely some RNGs you need to get good at reading so you know to not do something super dangerous, but then there's just other times like that guy stopping right in front of the stairs there for John. Like, what? So frustrating. Kain able to squeeze through there. That's nice.
John getting the free quick warp. Yeah, Kain is quite a few drops away. Oh man, Kain possibly getting the quick warp too.
He's styling.
Oh baby. But yeah, Kain quite a bit away from the fairy drop. I think he knew that too, because in Skullwoods, I believe he tried to do 2 extra swipes at the Helmosaur to advance the prize pack, but he missed it. I know DoomTap, I believe, was pointing that out earlier. But we'll see if the runners go for a mirror, just because of no fairy and John being a little bit low on health.
Yeah, it's not the worst idea, but at the same time, if you're watching the restream, you know it's a really close race, and a couple seconds to that can be the difference. We already had one race tonight in the tournament decided by 3 seconds, so tempting both ways.
Yep,
yeah, we're just
John
going to see a
going
mirror
for
from John, you're right.
Only loses, I think, right around like 4 seconds, but definitely better than taking an additional 4 hearts of damage while you're already low.
Yeah, the real downside is Chomps can still just kill you anyway, and then it feels like, well, I lost time and Chomps killed me anyway, so it's like the worst of both worlds.
Yeah, Kain taking the time save with the strat on the way out there, taking the damage boost.
Grabbing fairy for John. Looks like he's okay as long as this guy doesn't walk up into him. He's fine. Nicely done by John.
Alright, hopefully Chomps are nice to Kain. Oh, gets blocked. That's okay.
Really nice. Good job not taking damage there. Very nice. Very easy to panic as soon as you see that Samaria block hits the Chomp, and then you end up taking damage from the Chomp, and that's worse. So good reaction from Kain. Did have to use an extra Samaria block there? He's got to be aware of that.
Yeah, Kain still has his magic drop coming, right?
I think so, yeah. He just needs, if he doesn't get it somehow, he needs to be aware. Like, he should probably go out of his way in Pokies 2, for example, if it drops there.
Yeah, just because of not having beams, he probably will be short on magic if he doesn't get it. Nice, perfect.
Easy, that's the one you want to see it drop from.
And on John's side, I don't believe he has had the fairy drop yet, so we'll see what happens in Poke 2.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gotten the heart, but he definitely hasn't gotten the fairy yet.
Oh, this is a decent one for a fairy drop. Nice, right in front of the door. And the magic!
Always nice when it works out. So John's going to have beams going into this back part. Just makes this room a little easier. Not that much faster, but much more consistent.
Oh,
he takes bobbed anyway.
How dare you, Wayne?
Look, he got through the hard part. That's the part it makes consistent. Sometimes you just overshoot your angles. It happens to the best of us.
On Kain's side of the screen in the same room, he took the iframes to get through. A little bit safe.
I don't know if we pointed this out or if we even noticed, but out of Meyer, John was actually ahead of PB.
Oh yeah, I did not realize that. Nice.
Fast laser skip, the hard way too. Very nice.
All right, hopefully Kain gets through this nice and smoothly. Very nicely done, both runners. All right, both runners going for the backdoor strategy for Trinex.
Oh, John almost menuing a little too early there. I think he might have thought that he'd missed a shot on the first head, so he did an extra shot just to make sure.
Nicely done.
Man, I don't think I've ever seen anybody stand as close to Trinex as John was just standing to Trinex, but doesn't take any damage and it's fine.
All right, Kain getting the double hit as well. Nice. Very nice fight from both runners. Very close. There is a ton of time variance toward the top of GT. I mean, as soon as you hit Gauntlet, there's like 30 to 40 seconds of time variance depending on the RNG you get. through Landmo 2, through Aga 2, Ganon Warps. So basically anybody's race at this point.
Yeah, and based on their relative golds, you would expect Kain to claw a little bit of time back from John here in GT. This is probably the split where I think their golds would differ the most. But, you know, John's run a great race so far. This has been a fantastic run from him, and Kain is right there within striking distance. And if you have to be behind, this is about how far you'd like to be behind going into GT. Still well within your ability to pull out if you're Kain.
Yeah, it looks like John's got the lead by about 9 or 10 seconds now, so Kain closed the gap by about half of John's lead through T-Rock, so we'll see how GT goes. Man, if I was running this game and I was watching Restream and watching that we're both opening up GT at the same time, my heart would be pounding.
As if we need any more stress in our GTs.
Yeah. All right, John going for the Torch Key. I think Kain might go for the Moldorm chest key. All right, yep.
Yeah, Torch Key a little slower, but ultimately not a big deal. John missing the first hook on that block. Surprisingly easy to do if you're going for the faster strat. Okay, John almost missing the boomerang on that switch, but gets it.
I love how all these rooms look when done well from a good runner. It looks so crispy.
Such a good end to a speed run too. Like, it's just as frustrating as it can be to run it. It's just like so visually pleasing when you're watching a player do this at the end. It's just so much execution, back to back to back. Basically, you don't get any time off in any of the rooms here.
Ooh, John taking an extra bonk over the warp.
And just little things that are letting Kain claw back a second here, second there. He's already made up some time since entering the tower.
Yeah, it's a really nice menu. It's just to menu the bombs there on the bonk over the warp just to check your position. That looks like a good ice arm. Almost put a bonk on the door from John. We'll see if Kain can clean this up and make a little bit more time back.
So easy to bonk on that, going for the fast exit. Yeah, Kain's definitely made up a couple seconds since entering GT, and now we go upstairs and Gauntlet is waiting for us, Mimics are waiting for us, Landmo is waiting for us. A lot of things that can cause a big swing still in this race.
Yeah, and Moogle is pointing out the lead is just widened a little bit on John's side because he has the key already.
That's a good point. Kain does have a little cleaner Mimics, so he'll gain another second or so there too. Getting very close to each other here.
Both runners just getting through these rooms very nicely too. We'll see how Gauntlet treats them. Also both on the same number of hearts. Oh, John's going to have to clean up just a little bit more on Gauntlet 1. Oop, Kain taking a bop.
Oh, man. Gauntlet 1 is so annoying when it doesn't go the way you want it to.
Kain going with the slash strats very nicely.
Pretty clean from both runners. Oh, he's got... Oh, I thought that guy was going to run away on John's side, but he comes back.
Really bad RNG on Kain's side in G3.
Oh, John can't get this guy down. Oh, no.
Oh, the sink, dude.
Kain gonna pull ahead by the tiniest of margins. Maybe John might be a second or so ahead. I think just judging by their timers. So it's neck and neck going into Lamo here. Good start for Kain. He's going to clean up the fight. Bad jump there from on John's side. He got a double fire rod hit though. That was nice.
The 2-cycle Lamo on John's side might be the difference maker on the catch up for Kain on getting the key at the end.
Yeah, this is insanely close.
All right, no foods yet. A one and done.
Both players, no issues there. Torches now. Kain is good. Can't get the under over on Kain's side. John just gonna do it regular. Kain picking up an extra bomb there.
Yeah, just in case. He might throw
might
it
as
out
well.
after this.
Maybe he saw John had two and just wanted to tie him.
All right, so while Kain grabs his key, John can scoot his way by through the room, make up a little bit of time lost. Kain getting a pretty decent pattern.
Oh,
Ooh,
I think John
might
got a
have poked
poke.
him.
Yeah,
Oh.
definitely.
Yo. Cleans it up
Very
very well.
fast cleanup, though. That can go a lot worse than that. Kain has carved himself out a nice, considering he was behind coming into the tower, he's carved himself out a nice lead going into Agate 2 here. Agate 2, maybe
Worst
for
part.
me, the hardest boss fight in the game to do
Oh,
quickly. It's
Hands down the hardest
Ugh.
boss in the game.
so hard. There are very few people who are actually really good at this fight, and it's so impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Was that 2 or 3?
It was close. We'll see. Oh, the triangle pattern on Kain's side.
Oh,
you're
really
getting-
bad pattern on. Yeah, just oof.
John getting a nice lineup, but gets a blue ball.
Oh, okay, it was only 2 on the first one for King because that was a very nice triple he had there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh
that's-
man! All right.
It's gonna come down to Ganon warps.
Yeah, that's the good news is it's really close. The bad news is Ganon warps are a thing. So hopefully they get the same number of warps. We got the same number of blue balls. We could get lucky twice.
This is insane. It's so close. It's got to be a few frames apart.
Yeah, it's almost dead even based on their timers.
Well, this is what we all came out here for. We knew this race was going to be close.
All right, 1 and 1, very important here. Right side warp for Kain, left side warp for John. John doing a little harder strat here. Oh
Okay,
no!
good hit.
I don't think John's getting the 1-on-1 on this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, John was 1 short. He accidentally hooked to the right torch when trying to hook away from the fire bats.
Yeah, got to be on the bottom of that wall.
Kane's not getting any warps either. He's just 1 hit away from phase 4. Oh, 0 warps for Kain? Or 1 warp? He's at the top. I don't remember what that means. Blue Ganon needs the torch glitch here. He's going with the fire rod. Got it.
Nice.
Straight into triples for Kain. It's his race to lose at this point. A lot of warps on John's side, unfortunately, but
Yeah. John getting the blue Ganon as well, setting up for the torch glitch. And got it.
Kain has missed a couple spins here, but it's still totally fine for him. He's got a comfy lead here in phase 4.
Both runners on 2.5 hearts. Kain getting the final spin. GG.
Very nice. Wow, what a tense. I'm more tense than the runners, probably. That was incredible. John's
Yeah, that
just
was
not
an
too far
insane
behind him
race.
at all. Get your GGs in for Kain. 127.19 finish time for him. As John finishes up his Ganon fight, the pig is dead. He's going to finish with 127.40 something. But that whole Dark World, Fricker, was just neck and neck.
Yeah.
There was no separation at any point. We had a little swing there in GT, swung back the other way, and a 20-second difference in the end. Incredible.
Yeah, very, very close from both runners. Just going all the way through Dark World, which is not only hard, but the longer portion of the run, and just keeping it close the entire time was just such a joy to watch.
Yeah, just super solid from both players. Like it's hard to play this game at PB pace. It's hard to play this game, consistently from split to split, even in the Dark World, and to do it when you know you're racing against somebody who's having also a pretty solid run. Just a lot of fun to watch. Hopefully, it was a lot of fun for both of them to play too.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll give them a second. I think we will be joined by at least one of them for an interview, hopefully. So get them on here in a minute. But geez, we were saying it from the beginning, Fricker, like expecting a close race, expecting a good race. Sometimes you say that and you're just kind of hoping, but we got what we were looking for.
Yeah, for sure. I knew right away as soon as I saw the matchup. Like as soon as it came out, I'm like, yeah, I got dibs on this. Just they're close in PBs. They're very close in running the game and just being close friends too. So I knew it was going to be a really good race.
You really can't get over. Just so close all the way through Dark World. Like just. And both players were having some issues that honestly, like they were recovering from some mistakes pretty nicely. Yes, they would lose some time, but there was just never that big, huge disaster for either player. And that's kind of your goal, I think, when you boot up this game is just avoid the big disasters. And sometimes that takes a lot of discipline and knowing some backups and knowing to just kind of keep your cool when things aren't going perfectly. And I think that was very much on display from both of these guys.
Yeah, for sure. Don't think Kain let his credits play out, but
I'm not sure where Kain's feed went entirely. I think at least John is looking to get in the voice call here for an interview, so we'll give him another minute. He's just, I think, having an issue on the Discord, so be able to chat with him a little bit at least. So let me just check. This is going to move, like we talked about at the start, this is going to move Kain on to face Korik in the next round. And John will not have an opponent yet. He's going to play the winner of Ninban and TM. So that'll be happening in the next rounds of the brackets, as we're getting pretty close, Fricker, to the point where you and I are going to have to start playing some games.
yeah, I kind of feared that.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Hey, I think we were joined both
Hey, guys.
John and Kain. Hey guys, how you doing?
Wait, let me.
Yeah, you don't want to listen.
Alright,
You don't want to listen to us twice.
Yeah, I know exactly. I shut that off. Yeah, what a race! GG,
Yeah, GG's,
John.
guys.
You,
That was-
you
that was
pushed
a
me right to
blast.
the.
Yeah. Hey everybody, GG's
Well-
Kain.
What was the final? What was John's final time?
John had a 127.41, so 22 seconds by race time difference. But you guys basically dropped into
Oh, that
game
was
and
pretty.
completely synced up.
That's pretty close to your PB, wasn't it, John?
Like 20 seconds.
Oh, wow, so you played really well. We
Yeah.
got the same number of BBs. That was nice. Yeah, I can't believe. Yeah, I missed the magic, and I heard you guys talking about it, and I'm thinking, oh, John missed the magic. I'm thinking, oh no, y'all the one who used the extra rod shot. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll just have to do a spooky. It's no big deal. And then yeah, the bomb situation wasn't fun in Ice Palace either. But I didn't have my best run, but I had a pretty solid Turtle Rock and GT to kind of and Ganon to finish it out. So I'm glad that I kind of pulled away at the end with some solid splits when they mattered the most.
Yeah, basically all the way through Dark World, you guys were within 20 seconds of each other consistently. And, one small mistake from one player, a small mistake from another player. It was just kind of back and forth within each split, and then you guys would get to the crystal cutscenes, and it would be 15 seconds of difference basically every time, and it was a blast. You guys were playing pretty well, good recoveries, good backups. It ended up dropping down to Ganon at the same time for both of you, and I guess in the end, the difference was kind of just the 1-1 for Kain and the 1-2 for John, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like super nervous because I was watching my splits, and I think I could have like PV'd if I got a really good Ganon. So I was super nervous by that. I was also really nervous after the first triple in Aga 2, and then gave me a blue ball, so that was kind of shitty. But in the end, I missed the 1-1 on Ganon. So and about the 4 phase overall also.
I was super nervous on Torch Glitch because in groups I missed it 2 out of 3 times. Once against Doom Tab, so it didn't really matter. But the other time, I think it definitely helped me lose my race against Fatal's Mugamod, or so I forget. I think it was so. So I'm glad I made that because my hands were like shaking on Torch Glitch. I was like, okay, focus.
Yeah, I can definitely feel your pain there. I missed my first 2 Torch Glitches as well, Kain. So.
Oh, frick, I don't know what you're talking about, you and Torch Glitch. You always nail Torch Glitch every time.
Yeah. With a super close game. It was such a joy to watch both you run, and both you.
Yeah, thanks for the great comms, guys. Really appreciate it.
Oh, it was our pleasure. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was pretty great. And then it was I was rich at the beginning of the race, I guess. I've actually been able to skip 2 before, so I knew that I just had to go on the right side, but I was like, damn, can I trade some of these rupees for arrows?
Yeah, that was crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that many. It was just like you got both 20s and you were getting blue drops all over the place. It was just a quirky thing. In the end, it doesn't really matter, right? Like it saves single digit frames probably, but it's still pretty funny when it does kind of work out like that.
Yeah, it was good to give the people a show. Everyone loves money.
See something that they haven't seen before. That's why they show up, right?
Mm-hmm. So did my stream? Because my stream should be up. If I have my credits going, I'm still streaming. So if there's a problem, I can send in my VOD for.
The feed dropped a little bit, but as long as you're going to finish out your credits and give us a reset to the file screen, that's fine. That's not a big deal. But so we talked about it before you guys got on, but Kain, you're going to move on to face Korik in the next round. Winner's bracket round 4. And John, you'll drop down into the loser's bracket. You'll be facing the winner of Ninban and TM. So both you guys pretty solid deep runs into here. You're going to be in the 4th round of the loser's bracket, 4th round of the winner's bracket. You guys feeling good about your tournament so far? Are you enjoying yourselves?
Well, I'm having a blast, fun, just community-wise, and it's just fun to kind of put your skills to the test versus just running against yourself. It was definitely, this was just as exciting or even more so than a PB, and I didn't have to get a 125, 45 to do that. So, but I definitely didn't have fun going 0-3 in groups, but I had a pretty tough group anyway, but hoping to beat, hopefully win my next match and then definitely lose against Louis. So
yeah, for me, it's a really fun tourney. I was not playing Zelda 3 a lot prior to the tourney, so I'm the rusting alongside the rounds are going by. So it's interesting because I started my first race with a 139, and now I had 2 127s in a row. It's blame on me to not be derusting more or even grinding just a bit, so I can be more prepared for this run. Maybe I could have PV'd. So yeah, I feel my early game and my late game are super rusty. But still, I'm having so much fun. I'm loving the tourney. The community has always been so amazing. So yeah, big shout outs to everybody who's behind the tourney and all the runners.
Oh yeah, definitely. Big thanks to all the tournament admins and ZeldaSpeedRuns for having us, letting us restream and a whole bunch of races. So this has been like a lot of fun, and even if I end up losing, it doesn't matter. It's been like a ton of fun, and hope we do this more again.
Hey, it's all about you guys. This has been, it's mostly greedy on our end. I just want to have a bunch of good races to watch. So it's like, it's in self-interest.
Well,
Like, hey.
I mean, that's what's good thing is I have had some really good races, at least. Like my race against every single race except against Doom was really close and came right down to Ganon all 3 times. So 3 out of these 4 races I've really been, right down to the wire. It's been exciting. A lot of races like that. This tournament's been crazy. Like whoever came up with this format is it's excellent. It has so much parity and gives people who are like John could have easily beat me today, and you would think, oh, his PB is almost 2 minutes more. It's going to be kind of easy, but no, and that's just happened a lot. It's been a great balance of skill. You don't have a lot of runs where it's like, okay, you got a 132 player up against a 124, so
Yeah,
good job, guys.
it's a fun game when you can play somebody who you have a reasonable expectation of beating, and there's certainly going to be upsets because the game is really hard. Just because you lose to someone, that's just the nature of it. We're not trying to figure out who's the best Zelda 3 player here. We've got plenty of data that tells us who the best Zelda 3 players are. But this is just to have fun as a community, come together, play some games, watch some games, and this is a great. This one right here is a great example of what we're looking for from the tournament. Just a run that is really good from both players, really close, really exciting. We get to see and talk about some interesting stuff. Fricker and I had a blast, that's for sure. And there's plenty more races like this to come. So I hope everybody stays tuned.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, thanks for joining for the interview. Great matches, and I guess we'll turn it over to ZSR to take us home here.
Hi, chat. Let's make it so that y'all can hear me. Hi. So I guess this is my cue to let y'all know what's coming up tomorrow, because this late night race is gonna be the end of the show for this evening. Thank you so much to Kain and John for putting on an amazing show. That race was so edge of your seat. That was so hype. I loved being here for it all. Thank you. And thank you, Blaine and Fricker, for letting us know what was going on all throughout. For somebody who doesn't run this game like me, being able to follow what is happening is lovely. But tomorrow we have even more. Coming up tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern, we've got another Winners Bracket Round 3 match. We've got Shady Force versus Relkin. Then at 9 p.m. Eastern, we have, again, another Winners Bracket Round 3. We have got 1UP versus Pika Pals. And if you want to throw a little randomizer into the mix, if vanilla speedrunning is cool, but you want a little something different, we also have a Zelda 2 randomizer Max Rando tournament. Winners Bracket Round 2, the Alan Heffley versus Rose City Saint, also at 9 p.m. tomorrow night. So hopefully we will see y'all over here on the ZSR network of channels again tomorrow night. This has been so incredibly hyped so far, and I love it. Any final thoughts from any of y'all?
Just looking forward to the next one.
Okay, and with that, folks, I think we will call it a night. Go get some rest. Come back refreshed tomorrow. We have more NMG action for you going on. Y'all have a wonderful night.